Hey guys, welcome back to another day trading recap video. Today is Thursday, and I hope everyone is doing all right after Wednesday's nasty market sell-off. I think the SPY was down 3.5%. The NASDAQ was down like 4.5%. It was pretty brutal out there, and yeah, it was rough. Actually, I gotta say one thing though. The market is selling off, but some of these large caps are holding their, I want to say lows, but really they bounced off quite aggressively off the lows from 40 to 70%. A lot of these large caps. They're actually kind of holding that range. And I'm not totally surprised because some of these large caps, their current assets, if you go to their 10Q, their SEC filings, you'll see that they're actually sitting on a lot of cash. Some of these companies, the quality ones, they're sitting on a lot of cash that actually is getting very close to equaling their market cap. That's how much some of these companies have sold off. And we're talking 70, 80, 90%. So it's getting to that point where it feels like some of these large caps are way oversold. Obviously, I think the market could keep selling off, and especially a recession, because that is always a lagging, right? The market is a leading indicator. So I'm not saying we're not going to enter a recession. I feel like we're already in one, and I feel like it's going to get a lot worse. But I think some of these large caps might be a good buy, but that's kind of a different discussion. What I want to talk about right now is day trading these small cap Momo tickers, and sometimes I trade the large caps too. Let's see here. Let's go to our trading screen. And I actually want to start off with NURO, because I was going to make this video like 10 minutes ago, and I kind of got laser-eyed on NURO for a second, thinking, okay, well, we're starting to crawl back up here again. Maybe we're going to have to retest these former highs. We got some good upside here on the daily chart. So, this ticker could pump. I wouldn't be surprised. Now, I wrote in the Discord at like 9:42 or 3, somewhere in this area after this big flush. And I was like, this is probably a good time to call it because, NURO just did a lot of people dirty here in this flush. And this usually creates a lot of decrease in volume. Sometimes when you see something like this, the volume just stays down and, starts consolidating lower and lower, because, this just wipes people out, it gets people frustrated. Maybe I'll have some revenge trading, but usually when I see this happen on a ticker, especially like 2-3 times, then it's like really a nail in the coffin. Now it's trying to try again, but I'm not super excited. And, we were talking about NURO for a bit in the Discord today. This was quite an interesting ticker to chat about, because one of our community members is holding a big bag on NURO, and that's not bad. Like, we've all held a lot of bags, so there's nothing wrong with that. It's something I think everyone's gonna experience one day. But like a ticker like this, the reason I want to bring it up is really interesting, because we see them quite often where a ticker goes just pure exponential. It's on a blue sky setup, so there's basically no resistance ahead. It's just going higher and higher and higher, and it's going up multiple 100%. We've seen tickers go up 3,000%. What was that, PPSI or something like that? And then it just starts selling off, and every time it pops up, it gets smushed back down again. And that's because anyone that bought in these areas is closing their bags. Sometimes they're just throwing in the towel. They're like, screw it, I'm done with this ticker. So a day like today, this ticker has so much upside resistance that even if there's good news that comes out today, it doesn't even matter, just because there's so many sellers on this ticker. And that's really something I wanted to highlight today, because I've been in that situation before where I was, holding a ticker. I don't know, I bought somewhere in this area, and I was constantly, held it for like a year and a half, and it just looked like this. And every time it popped up, I would be like, should I sell? And then sometimes I'd try to sell like a little bit. And at one point I just closed the whole position. So that's basically what's going on right here, and it's really interesting when you live through it yourself. And NURO is really the perfect example of that kind of ticker. So I'm not super optimistic on this ticker. Who knows? Anything's always possible. Maybe it's going to run through 5. Maybe it's going to have a big pop. But these are all huge resistance zones, and that's why you typically, as a day trader, if the ticker is really moving with good news catalyst, let's scroll down here and back a little bit, and it's looking like this, where it's a blue sky setup, where if you look to the left, there's no resistance. These are new all-time highs on this ticker. This ticker can run because it doesn't have those bags sitting on top of it like it does right now. So really important thing to note. For me, let's see here. I'm up on NURO just slightly, $30. I did a little bit of a pullback trade looking for that continuation. We didn't get it. This was quite an aggressive trade, I gotta say. I probably should have not even done it. I knew NURO was not a good ticker, and like I'm buying into kind of a weak breakout. So I don't even know why I did that. Actually, the breakout wasn't weak per se volume wise. It was just like it was a really bad ticker to be looking for that. Plus, in the market's really bad, so not probably the time to do it. But I'm happy to share this NURO, heavy bag thing with you guys. Now, the next ticker I want to talk about is the lead winner here today, INDP. And yeah, quickly, I'm up 494 for today, which is pretty nice. It's been such a slow last few weeks. So I'm like, woohoo, like finally roughly a 5% day based on my average position size. It's probably even like a 7% day or 8% day based on my average position size, because I've been really sizing down. Last month, my average position size was like $4,000, which is ridiculous. It should be north of $10,000. And I got to start sizing a little bit more again for sure. I'm trading too light size even in this market. So it's something I got to work on. So, hitting 494 today feels like a huge win. Although usually in a normal market, not even a hot market, normal market, like that's like, okay, well, a nice little base hit day. But today it feels like a bigger win. I didn't have a lot of traction on these other tickers. I was kind of always late to the party. It was really INDP. I had one really good trade on this one. And I didn't size like I should have, but I did okay. I did size into a winner. So this one actually, that was a critical part. On the daily, this ticker's, classic backside, probably a back holder ticker, a lot of resistance. So it's not really too interesting, but it has high relative volume. You can see it down here. And then on the 5-minute chart, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hectic. Popped up really quickly, and this was right around 7 o'clock, and then it sold off again, and then it started holding its highs and started trending higher here. And this is when I got interested. I wasn't interested in buying low and just hoping maybe there's a reversal. That's not my strategy, right? I want to only be trading front side tickers with momentum, and I want to get the breakout or bail out. It's that simple, because I don't want to be sitting around watching these tickers and crying. Okay, plus I've held way too many bags where I feel like any sort of backside strategy is just like, it's a recipe for disaster, because you can always average down in my head. So I don't like that. I like trading front side, because if it's no longer, holding the 9 EMA, that's when I need to bounce. So this ticker, I did a small trade here, a little profit, but was kind of lacking the real big volume here in this area when I traded it. Then it starts consolidating, and I'm like, man, this is technically a 5-minute breakout and kind of like an extended 1-minute pullback. Let's go for it. So I bought here, and then it pumps up really nicely this whole entire move. And instead of closing my position, which probably would have been the smarter idea in this market, especially because we're getting close to this big resistance zone, I actually bought more at the high, doubled my position, and then it breaks out here, and I sold into the 40s. It actually runs all the way to 3.6, so I definitely left some profits on the table, but that's always the case, so I don't really care. But that was my big winner. Now, it's only a $6,000 position size, so again, small size, but just like that. So there's opportunity today. There's just like, you have to be really patient, because you have to be ready to like wait 30, 45 minutes for a setup to come, and then you got to be ready to get aggressive. Like there was no time to snooze on this ticker. And there's another ticker today that I snoozed on, or I was watching it, but my entry was like 2 cents too little. It was literally the exact same setup. I didn't get my entry, and then it does the exact same move. So I could have done better today by being a little bit more aggressive here. Let's go to TNXP. And then just review the rest of the tickers. So this ticker I'm up $45 on. TNXP, was this the one that did that? I feel like it might have been. No, this ticker did something really similar in a way, but it was pretty much dead before it really began. So, had this aggressive 30% pop right here. Recent reverse split. 1 to 32, that's ridiculous. So this company, you can bet yourself there's going to be some dilution probably coming out, because they had to get their stock price back over $1, or else they were going to get delisted to the OTCs or downgraded, whatever you want to call it. They're going to get delisted from the NASDAQ, that's for sure. So this ticker was pumping quite aggressively today, but I don't know. That's nothing you really want to get too aggressive on. I went for a pullback trade here, but very, very small size. Popped up, sold, left, whatever. It just wasn't like a ticker that felt like it had longevity. Yeah, SIGA. This ticker is kind of interesting too. This is the one. Remember I said on INDP there was another ticker that was kind of similar. This is the one, SIGA. Quickly on the daily, big resistance here, but high relative volume, very nice, up on earnings. Good to see that. It's been pumping. There was another catalyst coming out, FDA approval right here. Pharmaceutical, 72 million shares outstanding. Over $500 million company, so that's kind of high. But hey, there's opportunity on it, and pre-market, this thing was pumping out some good volume for that price. Usually we're trading like $2 to $7 tickers with like 100 or 200,000 shares, so this one's a little bit on the high end. Anyway, nice 5-minute breakouts. Look at this, three nice 5-minute breakouts, and then two 1-minute pullbacks that were tradable. Now, I think it was this one where I had my limit order like at like 927 or something like that. I missed it by a few cents. It pops up 8%. I actually ended up chasing, take profits really quickly. But yeah, this was one of those classic tickers where I was patient, I was waiting, and then I was waiting too long. I didn't get aggressive. I didn't make the switch and jump on this ticker. So I could have reeled in like another 4 or 5% winner probably on SIGA, even if I got late, right? Even if I got into late and chased this one, it still would have been better. So yeah. I walked out with a scratch. NURO, we talked about already. That is the one that's looking really sketchy right now with a lot of bags in it. So volume's decreasing here. This doesn't look good. It could just go back to the Neverland here. So it doesn't look too good. And then we got CBAT, CBAT. First I got to learn how to spell. Now this ticker, it was my first ticker I traded today, and I think it was my first loss. Yeah, down 65 on this one. First trade I did today, boom, instant red. And look at this. This is a backslide ticker as well. A lot of resistance. Recent earnings coming out. Yeah, it doesn't really look so interesting overall though, but yeah, it kind of pops up very quickly here, 30, 40%, then pulls back, and now it's trending up, but it starts forming this pendant, and I hate pendant patterns. And that's actually why, when I realized it was forming a pendant, I actually closed this one. For me, it's just like a total coin toss. I don't really like anything about it. And then it starts kind of falling off here. Also, the volume like totally dipped. So if you just kind of go to this area, this does not look good. This is a bad looking pullback. This is something that just kind of keeps selling off typically. Somehow it did actually end up reviving. I could have closed this one for a pretty decent win. I think my average was like at 37. So it popped up 6%. It could have been a nice win, but I'd rather take a loss here than kind of hope for something that might never happen. And look at that. Look at that sell off. So aggressive. So CBAT, my only red ticker here. And I could have done better on it. I had the right idea. The timing was off, and the stock overall just didn't perform so nice. But hey, you know what? I'm going to take my 5%, and I'm pretty happy to call it there. There is one more thing, though, right before I wrap it up that I want to share with you guys. And first of all, I got to find it. I'm in the demo account right here. And one thing the reason I'm in the demo account is because you guys know on Twitter, I actually posted it here. Actually, I posted it in a few places, but I'm doing the 30 free calls or the trading barrier breakthrough calls, right, with anyone that signs up to the fast track program to kind of help you guys get started, learn more with what you guys are up to in the community, and see some of the biggest problems you guys are facing, right? I've been having such a good time with the calls. They've been, so insightful for me, and I'm happy to, help and work with you guys too, that I actually want to extend that. So I was getting close to like wrapping up with the 30 calls, and I was like, man, that was really good. So actually, I want to continue that. And as long as Trade Journal's in beta, I'm going to continue it, which hopefully I'm not getting overhead myself. But now the Fast Track program is basically a program where you can get access to all our content, all the mentor content. So you can see the trades, posts, analytics, watch list, lessons, so on and so forth. I can also leave direct comments on trades and posts. And then you get access to challenges and courses, which is new. And I want to share a little bit really quickly here with you guys what that's all about. So to continue these, trading barrier breakthrough calls, what I'm going to do is anyone that signs up, gets on a call with me, and then we could talk about what are your biggest challenges, and then really, second of all, setting up a challenge here, a tailored trading challenge for you, or use one of the pre-configured ones. These are kind of like our default ones that I think most traders should go through. But let's say you're this one doesn't apply, or the 6-month profit rocket challenge doesn't really apply, which is more about getting, consistently profitable. Maybe you're doing something else. Maybe you're doing something crypto related. We can come up with a custom challenge for you as well. So I want to get on a call with you, and then I want to make a tailored challenge for you and just kind of work with you really closely one-on-one to get you up to speed. Yeah, there we go. I was like, something is off here. So that's what I wanted to share. Now, I will limit the reservations to 6 spots a week. I got to limit the phone calls a little bit because I'm doing so many other things. So I want to do 6 phone calls a week. So let's say there's a bunch of people that signed up. You will get in the wait list. I don't think that will be a problem anytime soon, although we are bringing on 2 outreach interns starting in June. But I just want to know, I'm going to cap it at 6 calls a week, because earlier this month I was doing like 3 calls a day. I loved it, but it was a little distracting because I had a lot of other work to do at the time. And I think a lot of my phone calls lasted like 45 minutes. I was having just a blast chatting with you guys. So yeah, boom, that's it. If you sign up to annual actually as well, DM me, and I'll throw in a little bit of a extra bonus with you. but don't tell anyone else what it is. And as a little extra bonus here, I'm not trying to get you to say yes or no today on this. I want you to make an informed decision. I want you to know if trading is for you, and that is why I want you to do it all on your own terms. You can cancel anytime. If you don't complete a challenge, we'll refund you. And on top of all that, it's already a 7-day free trial. So there's literally no cost to you. And even if you do want to upgrade, there's still always the option where you can just get on a call with me. We'll talk about what happened, why it's not working out for you, and then I'll refund you. No questions asked. I guess the only caveat is once we're out of beta mode, which hopefully is going to be somewhat soon, there's not going to be an early notice. I'm just going to remove the bonuses. So if you're interested, definitely consider taking advantage of it ahead of time. Sweet guys, that's everything for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Be careful out there. The market is still super reckless, and if you got green, take those profits and run for the woods. That's what I'm doing here today. I'll see you guys then first thing tomorrow morning for the last trading day of the week. Like always guys, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.